Yo. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open door. What are you hoping for? Do you know? Once we were standing still in time. We let the fantasies slip through our mind. You know how I love you, but my spirit was free. Laughing at the questions that you once asked of me. Do you know where you go? Good morning, Prima Wanda. Hi, Tanya. How y'all doing? Baby, do you know where you're going to? Let me close my stripes, my stars and stripes and things. Okay. How y'all doing today? Well, I I happened to peek in on quite a little get together on YouTube, right? And apparently the brother Rico has declared that he is the real Mahogany. He is the star of the show. Well, I ain't got no problem. I like Rico. I think he's he's got his issues, but I think he's basically a decent person. I don't know why people feel like they are entitled to every detail of Rico's life. They want to know if he gets food stamps, and then they want to know how much he paid for his cigarettes, and, and on and on and on. But at the same time, they don't want to answer any questions about themselves. Like I could ask you, Jay Wilson, where do you work? How much money do you make actually? How many jobs do you have? Do you really get $2,000 a month from YouTube as you claim? Why don't you want to tell anything? Why do you feel that you are entitled to so much information about other people's lives when you're not willing to share anything about your own goddamn life? Right? Why do you people feel like Rico has to answer all these questions? He don't got to answer no questions. Why do you feel entitled to that information? He told you he moved to New York. That's it, honey. Anyway, Rico said he is Mahogany, honey. And then he changed. He said, no, I'm Diana Ross. I'm the boss. Love taught me who was. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Love done taught me who was the boss. Well, I was so sure that love taught me who was the I can't get the words. Who was the boss, baby? They went on and on and on that Crazy Boys channel. They had Natasha Malam, who has reappeared on YouTube. They had Spillet Boy over there with them, and they had Rico, and of course the host, the hostess with the mostest, perhaps the real Mahogany. They had her. She running things, right? She spent all her time. No, 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 no. Listen to me. No, no, no one wants to listen to you, Jay Wilson. It got nothing to do with you, girl. Sit your ass down somewhere. Even when people are trying to argue, girl, she got her ass in there. Oh, I'm not having this. Oh, I'm not having this. It's my platform. It's my platform, girl. Joe Jay Wilson, he one of them kind of niggas that when somebody's in his house. That's why he never had no real relationship where people actually live together and share the same household, right? He's one of them ones that will go around constantly telling you, "This is my house. This is my house. That is my chair. I pay the bills. I'm the boss I'm the hog with the big nuts. Oh, that's all about me, right?" That's why Mark is keeping his ass where he's at, honey. You don't want to be under the gun, baby. Everything. It's my driveway. It's my grass. The only way you would be able to cohabitate with that fool is if you got someplace together. You sign the lease at the same time, honey. Equal rights. Otherwise, he gonna wear you out with who that is his house, his car, his this, his that, whatever. Nobody wanted to hear what you had to say, boy. You seem to think that what you have to say, your questions are the most important thing. It's my platform, my platform. Why are you inviting all these damn people on it then? If you have, well, you want to have your platform, nigga, just do it like this, girl. Just come over here and just talk, or have one person on there. Why you gotta have all these people together, girl? You can never control anything. You're always sitting up there losing your. That's you in the corner. That's you in the spotlight, losing your emotional intelligence. I thought that I heard him laughing. I thought that I heard him sing. I think I thought I heard them cry. Hi, people. How y'all doing today? That's right, Connie. How y'all doing today? Once again, that Jay was still. He can't take accountability. He never will. He don't have the capacity. Jay Wilson is the same as Donald Trump. That is the narcissistic characteristic, right? You will never see Donald Trump take responsibility for anything. Here he got hundreds of people storming the White House. He takes no responsibility. Here, all of the goddamn things that he did in the White House for the 4 years he was there, he never took responsibility for shit. That is the Jay Wilson. That is the narcissistic personality. So if you're waiting for that, forget it. Anyway, what I thought was interesting was the conversation seemed to roll around to, because you have to wonder, well, why is Natasha so down on Rico? What's going on with Rico? Because all the things she was saying were true the day before. No, I don't watch. You can't watch 2 hours of that stuff. I go into wherever somebody's cussing Jay Wilson out. That's where I usually go. So if I see hands right there, then I'll red ball to that. Anyway, so he had her on there, and she was being very hard, or many people felt like she was being very hard on Rico, right? And she, the basic thing she was saying about moving to big cities. I mean, said to everybody. You know, everybody knows the dangers in moving someplace. But when you're young, you can do that. You can pick up and go. If you're single, you have nothing. You have no house. You have no responsibilities in any city, and you have no family, right? Then you're not tied to that situation. If he wants to make a change, the time for him to make a change would be now, because as you get older, the more difficult. As you get more established, the more difficult it is to move, right? Anyway, I said, well, she kind of hard on him, but it was like the tough love kind of thing. Although I don't think there's any love lost there, but I think I got a glimpse into what the issue was. Why? So, I mean, Rico, you just have to write this one out because your name is bouncing around for a couple of days. Believe me, day after tomorrow, let's say, what's today? Friday? By Sunday, you'll be old news. So you might as well go ahead and cash in. Anyway, what was I saying? It seems like the issue, the core issue, was both of them's situation or attraction to Wiley of the Wiley Show, who I choose to call Wally. When I see Wiley, I see Wally. So he's Wally for me. It's a term of endearment, shall we say. Anyway, I had no idea that Wally has such powers over these people. So it looks like Natasha Milan has a problem with Rico because Rico went to Washington, D.C. with her man. At one point, Natasha was a moderator with Rico, with Wally. He was calling her the first lady. And around the same time, Rico had an infatuation with Wally. And he actually invited Wally to Washington. You guys remember that Washington Gate thing. What do they call it? DC Gate or something? Where Rico actually sponsored a trip for Wally to come to Washington. Seems like that they had a little bit of a good time, but I get the impression they weren't really each other's type. I don't know. Something went wrong there. But whatever. At one point, they were romantically attracted to each other, right? Now, it looks like Natasha Milan was in the bushes, and she was not feeling that. So I think I got the impression that she started not feeling Rico around that same time. She didn't like you pawing all over her man, honey. And so what I saw in this argument today is it seems like both of them are admitting that the issue started with Wally, right? Now, of course, every time they get in, Rico and her get into it, she calls him the various things, same old stuff, drunk, whatever, and he calls her ugly, right? What you have to understand is this: for the time that I've watched Wiley, we don't watch him as much anymore because he's really not over here. He's more in the celebrity gossip kind of thing, but he occasionally comes over. Well, what I've noticed about him is he is attracted to what he calls thugs, hoodlums, right? Sexually, physically attracted to that person. And he also has an affinity for trans or extremely feminine men. He's expressed that multiple times. And the third thing would be he's attracted to women. So Wiley's just all over the place, right? So even though Rico, you may think that Natasha is ugly, as you say, I'm just using his language. You may think that, but if a person is attracted to a transgender person, if this is my own personal experience, there were times when I was in the life, and the building I did my business in was primarily transgenders or drug dealers or addicts, right? Anyway, there were many times when I would see the tricks of transgender women, the tricks, people who pay them to have sex with them, right? I would say I would have done it for free. I thought the man was hot and he was cute, right? But the men, because it was a constant thing there with all this sex stuff, they had no interest in me. They had no interest in a masculine or semi-masculine man, right? So they found transgender women specifically attractive. So we can't rule out Natasha Milan because she is a trans woman and you are a gay boy, right? But like I said, Wally's expressed interest in rough, masculine men and trans women and women. But we haven't seen where he's attracted to gay boys. At least he hasn't voiced it, right? So that might have been the issue. So yes, Rico, he could easily be attracted to Natasha if he likes the 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 uh, the physicality of a transgender person, right? So maybe she's onto something there. Maybe you got a little jealous, and I know that Natasha even expressed that she got a little jealous about that whole situation in Washington. She didn't want him to go there, right? So she basically hasn't liked Rico since then. They were competing with each other. Now, as far as Mahogany, we'll get to that. Hold on a minute. Let me say hello to these darlings over here. How y'all doing? Y'all see that thing over there? I know some of y'all wonder why he keep going over there. He said he hate him. Why he keep going? Girl, we got to get our content. We got to get our content, baby. If we live in the beef sector, we are not interested in the goings on of Wendy Williams, or we're not interested in the goings on of all these people. What are these rappers' names and all this stuff that they cover obsessively as well. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, and that's what they cover. But they cover them every day. So they do in their sector. The people who cover celebrities, they do the same thing we do, except for we're just in the beef sector, right? So it's just like a community within the community, correct? So we got to get the information. I like watching Pastor get mad. You called it, Grace. I like watching Pastor get mad or lose his emotional intelligence. Then say, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Then after he gets them all riled up, right? Because he's got them all screaming at each other. Then he says, you got anger issues. You angry. You angry. I'm not angry. Girl, you have been talking about that boy nonstop for 2 weeks. Why do you think that he wouldn't have anything to say concerning you, Jay Wilson? Right? Why do y'all expect that boy to be the perfect gentleman when you had him in you discussed what kind of underwear he wears for the last 2 weeks, right? I don't know what this boy is desperation for money. See, because that filled up a whole hour, right? All Jay Wilson sees is dollar signs, right? So he ain't really trying to have no real conversation. Why does he constantly end up in these situations with all these people yelling and screaming? Like when I do StreamYard, I don't want to do it one or two people. So I want to hear what they say, and I want them to hear what I say, right? Civilized. He don't want that. He wants some drama. He said, "Oh, it's drama. It's drama. It pays. It pays." That must be some career you got, boy. I need them pillows, Tim. The one in the chair and on the couch, they are nice. Okay, SLTV. Just go to Amazon. They got them on Amazon. Get them because sometimes things will be there for a while and then they'll discontinue. They got them in that color. They got them in the beige with the black lettering kind of thing. I stumbled upon them. Pretty reasonably priced. If you just get the covers, you got to buy just the cover, right? And then if you already have an insert, like these pillows here, I had other pillows before that. So I just dropped the other pillow into this pillow. It's the same size, right? But if you don't have an insert, then you got to buy that separately. SLTV. Did you watch that action? I know you did. We got to watch each other. This is our world, honey. And this is our moment. It cracked me up when Rico identified himself as being Mahogany, though. So James Caldwell made he wanted to point that out. He said, why, of all the people in the world you want to identify yourself as, why do you choose the feminine characters? Because it is common for Rico to go after the trans girls, drag queens, the people more effeminate. What James Caldwell was saying there, he was identified that, okay. So you identify with your feminine energy as well, because you could have been, what Rico said is it was just from it's a Motown sound, but you could have been anybody at Motown. The majority were men, but you choose to be Mahogany. Do you know? I wish I could remember the other songs in that on that. Oh God, I forget the word. Anyway. So Rico, you're a gay boy. Now, there's nothing wrong with having. I mean, we are not as masculine as straight men, not as feminine as transgender people. I think his little way, the way he moves his arms and so forth, it's very cute. It's very attractive. The thing with it, I mean, but if somebody's not attracted to you, is what I'm saying. If you and Wiley got together, and Wiley said, no, he's too gay for me, or whatever his reasons were, whatever. Don't take that to be now the whole world thinks you're not attractive or whatever. He just wasn't personally attracted to you. Like I was giving the example of when I would be in that hotel, the New Pacific Hotel in San Francisco, right? I haven't so far encountered anybody who knows me from their life on YouTube, but who knows? It's no longer what it was then. There's no way. I was the man with the dope sack, so you would think I'll be able to have my way with people, right? But it wasn't that. If they weren't attracted to you, honey, and then you're gonna do to make you attractive, right? The bisexual man that I was involved with for 8 years, in and out of prison. He was in and out. I was in and out, whatever. But we spent quite a bit of time. We usually ended up on the street at the same time. But that man was primarily a heterosexual. He would be what you call trade, because he was primarily a heterosexual man. Now, technically, he would be considered a bisexual because he was able to have sex with men as well. And he liked men like buddies, right? I'm sure in his mind, I was his best friend. In my mind, I was in love with him, right? So it's unrecorded. But there's no way I could change that, though. His relationships were always going to be with women, right? Sometimes he said, I'm going to go out and give me some pussy. And he would go, and when I would see some of the women that he would go for, I would say, my God, you find that more attractive than me? Yes, because he's attracted to women. It's basic, honey. So it looks like those two, their fight began with Wally. Pimpin' ass Wally. Who is the man that will risk his neck for brother man? Wiley. Damn straight. I gotta see. I can't sing all my player songs. I just sang yesterday for someone else. Dark is the night and the moon shining bright. That cat from the slum had a mind that wasn't dumb. Can't be like the rest is the most he'll confess. But the time is running out and there's no happiness. All Wally fly. You got a lot of fly people over here. They'll be over there. They'll be over there fighting over grown folks TV. I see too. Apparently, the Fire Monster believes that the married women are making too much of a deal over this old grown folks TV. She don't like it. She said she's the only one single, and the married women going to chop her head off because her and grown folks are friendly people. They're only friendly for this week, right? She's going to throw him under the bus. Why? Because it's going to bring her some content. So the more they build up on this end, they like each other, that'll make the other part more dramatic. They fall out, right? She tried the same thing with the girl Cookie. That fell out a week later. So it is what it is, baby. Let me see what else is going on. So that Natasha Milan, I ain't never seen her on screen so much. But she, her and that boy went on, honey. They're putting hits out on each other. The threats keep coming out and all this kind of stuff. I don't know why y'all try to argue. You can't argue with people if they're drunk and you're not drunk. Now, if you're both drunk, that's fine. Go ahead and holler and scream at each other. But, okay, Suki Patton, happy Friday. Timothy Blaine and Squeenie. I love Rico. He is a very sweet soul. Right. When he's not drinking, Rico's a lovable guy. You know, and something else I wasn't aware of. I stumbled into, because I'm not a big a hip hop fan, rap fan, but I stumbled into this video he did today. It's called what do you call it? Friday freestyle. I think it's called Rico's last video. He actually can rap. He rapped because he was talking about events that happened yesterday, right? Freestyle, and he was able to fill up the whole video. I think he did 3 different versions of the rap, but he was talking about the exact same situation we're talking about now, about New York, about Caldwell, about Malam, and all the things that we're experiencing right now. He was able to do that today, instantly. So we continue to hope for Rico. At one point, they had him because Rico's drinking, so it's never going to be organized, you know. But he was pulling out things that he was getting in New York already, like bus classes and all that kind of stuff. And that stuff is important. It's important because you got to get around in New York, and you know, and you don't. It's not worth it because there's no car. You need to have money for the subways and all that. So if he got somewhere to lay down, and he's got all these various cards he was showing, and he's showing that he got medical cover. If he's done that in 2 weeks, then he's accomplished something already. So obviously he is focused enough, right, to be handling his business. He knows why he's there. It's not his first time being there, right? But I don't know that we have the right to be actually going. Y'all know how I feel about it. I feel like we have the right to be going into people's personal business like that. Why? What are you explaining to him? What is Jay Wilson? How much is your mortgage? Can he ask you that? I mean, you feel comfortable asking him about all of his finances and where he gonna work and what he gonna do. Why should he tell you about any of his plans when you ain't gonna tell him shit about yours? Trying to sit up high and look down low, honey. If I would call myself sitting up high, water seeks its own level, right? Why are you so unequally yoked, Jay Wilson? You trying to fight the flies, but why, if you're such a successful, we don't know what the hell he is, why aren't you talking to people on your same level then? If you consider yourself to be on a higher level, should you have some friends or some connection to people who are on that same level, right? Why do you have to come down to the beef sector so you can try to feel like you are above everybody in the beef sector? I think that's very important to him, right? But you should be arguing with Boyce Watkins or somebody, since you feel so highly educated and so successful in life, even though you're just now starting yet another career in your 50s. You call it success, whatever you call it, Find somebody else to play with, honey. That's all I'm saying. Right? You're so intelligent. If you're so extremely intelligent, girl, why are you a doctor arguing with people who are homeless? Does that make sense to you, Jay Wilson? You say you're a doctor, or you possess a doctorate, but yet you exhibit no signs of a higher education, right? Is it because perhaps when you talk to other people with 5 degrees, do you feel inferior then? Do you feel less than? Do you always have to seek what they call in 12 step lower companions? Is that how you have to function? Right? If you got this job and you're making $80,000 a year, you came on here saying that you made a 40,000. See, he makes a big joke out of this Uber thing, right? Oh, I'm driving Uber. Oh, I got to do it because I'm driving Uber. Nigga, you're not answering the question really, though. You're trying to make a joke out of it, girl. We know how desperate and money hungry you are. If you're not begging on here, it must be because you're getting income from somewhere else. You said somebody was paying you $40 an hour. We haven't yet figured out what that hell that is. Is that another job? Or Jay Wilson, get your ass together, honey. Get your motherfucking ass together, boy. If you have a doctorate, go and hang out with other people with doctorates, child, and y'all can discuss global warming. Bring your punk ass over here talking to people on Social Security, girl, and people on welfare and shit, so you can feel like you somebody. You ain't nobody now, right? As hell. Unless you gonna pay some of these bills, nigga. Who? Tommy DeBarge? Now, who is Tommy DeBarge? I met several times Bobby DeBarge. He is dead. So Tommy DeBarge, was that one of the younger ones? That family struggles so much with. I have to look at. Let me see. Hold on 1 second, people. I'm not familiar with Tommy DeBarge unless he was like the youngest guy. Okay. Tommy. I just want to see what this headline is because I'm not familiar with him. DeBarge. Yeah. B. Tommy DeBarge. Okay. Tommy DeBarge, member of R&B rap group Switch. The DeBarge family died. Well, he was 64. Made it that far. Okay. But Barge's story is really depressing. Okay. Okay. Well, sorry to hear that. What's Tommy DeBarge's cause of death? What was Tommy DeBarge's cause of death?
D. Switch died at the age of 64. But what was his cause of death? Below is everything you'll need to know. 2. Tommy DeBarge died at the age of 64. Who was Tommy DeBarge? Born on September 6, 1957.
Okay, I don't want to demonetize me, but okay, yeah, I remember Switch. Switch was had a big billboard in Hollywood when I arrived there in 1977. So they were a big group before the DeBarge family. They had Switch, which included Bobby DeBarge. Let me see. He was 60. What did you just say? 64. People, y'all got to realize, honey, that's my age. Shit, people are dropping all over the place. So just like he got old, I'm old too. Because when I first encountered that family, I was 19 years old. Yeah, that family struggled though. They were so gorgeous to look at, and then they certainly had their time in the spotlight. But their family struggled. Mm-hmm. He was 64. L did a really nice letter to his brother. L DeBarge. That's what one I thought was most attractive, I think. L DeBarge. Uh-huh. Kidney and liver failure. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that could be from abuse too. I think most of them had a pretty sad story. One of them did make it. One of them is still creating music as a producer. I forget which one it was. Y'all know which one it was? Uh-huh. When are you gonna do a video addressing Stomp Down? Girl, I'm not giving stomp. That person is not worthy of my attention. The stomp down person, she showed up on the scene, immediately latching on to me, making all of her videos about me. I don't know if she still does or not. I have completely lost interest. No, we're not giving her no energy at all. I don't think she's a worthy person, right? So no, you don't expect nothing from me. Grown I am, Anubis, Anubis. He be dragging you, Tim. So let him drag. You got to understand what these clout chasers are, people. Why am I swinging down? Some person called Stump Down barely has 1,000 subscribers and begging for coffee money. I just want a cup of coffee. She probably in the bushes here. She follows people to gather all their information, but shares nothing about herself. I'm not interested in a person like that. They're not worthy. They don't belong here, actually, in my opinion. Mm. Cloud chasing is an illness. Well, cloud chasing is, some people would say, Deborah Mitchell, that is business. They would say that is business, honey. So latch on to somebody with more numbers than you, hoping that'll pull you up. Now, for instance, they've been talking about Rico. I haven't been, digging into his life, but a lot of people have, right? So he has his moment in the sun. Well, he's going to get numbers from that because people are going to look in to see. They want to see the train wrecks and whatever, and people will latch onto it, hook their wagon to it, and pull some clout, right? If you have that person start off with zero, he had no subscribers at all. I have over 20,000. They latch on it, they make that their enemy to get some numbers. People to look in there. So now they accomplish what they accomplished. I hope they go on somewhere. But yeah, I don't give a damn what she does, L. Edwards. Train wrecks are backbone of gossip, entertainment news. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what we do over here, though. They just look. They want to see some drama, baby. So you have to be able to control yourself and not bite. I bite when I want to. If I just feel like cussing somebody out, I just bite. I say, "Well, this will be fun for me." Because just like Miss Lady Shapley says, just like they think they're working the doll is working them. The doll. Hello, Miss J. Dunn. Are we back on speaking terms? How you doing? How you doing? I'm glad you're out of the news this week. Not everything is for a click of view. I wouldn't put myself out there like Wilson does. He'll put up with anything, child. So just for a click of the view, he gonna get a coin from it. I don't know many doctors on here. Are any other doctors on here? Doctors and pastors. See, everything be made a joke. When people confront him about being a pastor, he changed now it's a joke. I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor. You know good and goddamn well you came on here presenting like you was somebody in ministry, child. You all you do is go back and Google the name James Wilcox. You on there pretending like you going to take your churches to the next level. Boy, it's time to lay down, honey. Enjoy your retirement. Start making a plan. I don't know how much you gonna claim you got from 401k working on the job for a couple of years, girl. Whatever. It makes you if it makes you happy. Let me see. Let me see what else. What else happening? We fine, Jay Dunn. Don't even worry about it, honey. Don't even worry about it. What is here today, gone tomorrow. They'll be talking about something totally different by tomorrow. Well, give it to Sunday. So I would say to you, Rico, just go ahead and ride it out, honey. Let them talk. They gonna try to provoke you though. And Wilson, he always trying to interject with I have a question. I have a question. I have a question. Yo, shut up. I have a question. How you gonna question me, nigga? The fuck you? Who in the hell are you? Be questioning my goddamn life. Hello, bitch. What about yours, nigga? Where you work at? And how much you make? The truth. Can we see receipts? He's every time, yeah, I would like to see receipts, Rico. I would like to see receipts. That a bitch. Show me your receipts, nigga. How much is your PG&E, girl? Why you got some of the lights in your chandelier, the bulbs taken out of them, girl? If you riding high and flying high, why can't you have all your light bulbs in your damn chandelier, girl? And to save on electricity. Why you got to bundle up in your own damn house? You got to bundle up, motherfucker. You don't want to pay them heating bills, girl. People, something else. Don't talk down to somebody. That man is 30 years old. You 50. I would expect you would be farther along at 50, girl. And if he spends his life just partying and having a good time, that's on him. It is his life. It belongs to him, not you. And don't be over there pretending like you ain't jealous of Rico's flat stomach. You hate it. You hate that long slong, and you hate that flat stomach. Oh, he's skinny. He's skinny. Girl, a lot of people are attracted to that body type, honey. But I don't know nobody is attracted to your body type, Jay Wilson. No, baby, you couldn't even call yourself a bear, because a bear is just, a bear is supposed to have a hairy chest and be kind of sexy and handsome. And his titties supposed to have kind of masculine kind of titties, right? Not you. You just got go. You look like the Nutty Professor. That's what kind of beautiful body you got, which you kept a secret. But I peeped that moment when you got in that damn car, though, child. When you showed that car and you showed they had a side view of your big ass, I said, damn, that nigga must be 400 pounds. Talk about that. Talk about yourself. Give us a plan on how you're going to take that tonnage off, girl. And I believe, Jay Wilson, that you are a prime candidate for lipo or lap band. Consider lap band. Don't worry about buying new Volvos. You ought to think about a lap band surgery, boy, because I'm telling you, taking the weight off at 50 is not the same as taking it off at 35, girl. It's a whole different ball game, honey. All you got to do, go to your local gym, girl. You can see the ones who are 30, the ones who are 40, the ones who are by body type, right? You want to go to the gym every single day, then perhaps you can build some kind of body. Those people have to work for that shit, girl. They're in there pushing it, girl. They're desperate to try to stay young, honey. Young and gorgeous. So no matter what you say, there is a degree of jealousy in you, Wilson, concerning Rico, because Rico is young and desirable. And that long slong still sits in your spirit. And also, you don't like it when you take your shirt off, child. You resent that small stomach, right? You know that when you go to porn, you're going to see a lot more of his kind of body than you're going to see of your kind of body, right? You have to go to the big and tall, honey. And he got that damn blouse, that yellow blouse back on. Jay Wilson, there isn't such thing as a 4X shirt. You can get a 4X. You can get a 4X. Oh, hi, Rico. I don't want Rico to think I'm riding him, because I'm with you. I'm with you, bro. I've been there. Let them keep talking. Let them talk. Go ahead. Make sure you monetize, though, when they're talking. If you're not monetized, you need to get yourself monetized. Then so they're not just using you to cash in. They're not just using you for content. Why you call me Tom? My name is Tim. Oh, okay. You corrected me. Anyway, I was saying that you really can rap. I never knew it. I've heard you talk about music and all that, but I thought you were just like doing editing. But he can really rap. I was impressed. I was impressed by the freestyle nature of it, right? It wasn't like something he had taken hours and hours and hours to write. Some of the events he was talking about just happened yesterday. So it's current events and his freestyle. Maybe Rico's a lot more talented than we give him credit for. I don't know. But don't let these people get you all out of sorts because it'll be gone in a couple of days. It'll be gone. You tell me, I don't think Natasha enjoyed you over there lapping and licking on her husband, though. I mean, she was calling herself First Lady at the time, remember? Remember all the flirtatious action between them. I didn't realize how deep that thing ran. Welcome to the 21. Oh, the 221 in here? Hi, y'all. Would you please hit the like button? Thank you. Yes, people, hit the like button. I still don't understand what this algorithm thing is, but I've been in it for quite a while. I don't think I got to put much energy into it, but maybe it'll be more visible to other people. I don't know. I don't know. That's why he holds them prayer rags around his neck. Oh, that's what he is, Suki? Oh, Suki Patton says that's why he holds them prayer rags around his neck. Can't hide them rolls. He ain't got no damn. That explains it, Suki. He's like this all the time there with the shirts that come all the way up to his neck. His neck has disappeared, child. That fat is creeping up on him, child. It's going out. And the neck is two rolls. It's like a a person gets real big. I'm not judging people who get big. Hell, I'm big myself. There's those rolls of fat up under the neck, and that's the neck connected to the bottom part. Where's your fucking neck, asshole? Yeah, I did. I enjoyed the freestyle thing. That was pretty creative. So maybe he'll get hooked up with some people in New York. I don't know. Even if it's just to be creative, you can hook up with people. We used to have doo-wop singers back in my day where people would just stand on the street corner in front of the liquor store and sing and have harmony and all that. Sometimes they would create groups, but not everything is just for money or what we call success, right? Many people who play an instrument and they just like to play their instrument. They just like to make music. You can enjoy it, honey. I ain't gonna become no rich man because of my books, but I enjoy writing. So that's why I got 6 novels. Something I do for pleasure. If it makes you happy, can't be that bad. Okay. Is that what the lyric is? Can't be that. It can't be that bad. So Wiley is the player. He's a complicated man, and nobody sass him but his Rico and but Tasha Malam. Rico, don't take your ass down there to Texas. Now we appreciate that Wally done made the offer and all that kind of stuff, but nothing like having you, baby. Let's see. What's that song there from Mahogany? I mean, from Lady Sings the Blues. What's that song about having your own? I forget how it go. Unless I hear it. Y'all know the song from Lady Sings the Blues about having your own, but don't take too much. Mama may have, Papa he may have, but God bless the child that's got his own. That's got his own. Moment you've got lots of friends crowding around your door. Money gone, and you still here. They don't come no more. Rich relations give. Rich Wallies may give a crust of bread and say, you can help yourself. It ain't that Wally's a bad person or anything. And I'm sure maybe he's sincere that it would benefit you to come there and you can help him. Y'all can be creative together. But what happens when you're actually there, child? Wally ain't gonna put up with your drinking. You know, it's better. It's nothing like having your own shit. Now, even if it's a hotel room or whatever the fuck it is much better to have your own space as a grown ass man, rather than living on somebody else, under somebody else's roof, sleeping on their couch, sleeping on. They may offer it, right? Can you imagine if you had to you had moved in with Jay Wilson? Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I like my counters clean. Oh, I like girl. Hang in there and do your own thing, man. I'm not going to be there. I'll be in New York. That's right. Do your own thing, man. God bless the child that's got his own, right? Let them people talk all they want to talk, child. It's mine for the moment. I ain't got to sit up and kiss nobody's ass for some place to lay down, right? That's why I was never, as a young man, I was never into all that sugar daddy stuff and all that older men with, because the older men, they always had money. I was kind of cute when I was young, right? I certainly had access to these men because I was basically hoeing for at least a summer. Anyway, a lot of the people, the young people that I knew, they would have these older guys taking care of them. They were kept people. Never interested me. I don't want to be up under nobody else, child. Give me my own shit, even if it's a room. Rico, he got some pride in him. That's why he gave that boy back. People don't understand why he gave that ZT his money back in Vegas. Now I wouldn't get ZT shit. I said, you wasting my time. I'm charging you. But I understood what he was saying by giving him the money back, right? Because I'm sure ZT, his personality, is constantly throwing up in his face what he's doing for you. How I done brought you here. Ooh, I paid for dinner and all that kind of shit, girl. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I pay him off too if that's the only way I can get him off my back. Right. So I understood it totally. Mhm. New York is the best city. I loved it when I was there. I was at I think it's 7th and 14th Street. There's a street called Avenue of the Americans, which I think that used to be 6th Street or something like that. I arrived in New York City back in, I think it was 83, about 83. Our plan was to move there. I moved I had as much stuff I have in this apartment in my other apartment in Los Angeles, and I was just 22 years old. When we went to New York, I was 23 years old. But I always had a lot of shit, right? So I packed it all up, thinking, okay, I don't want to live and die in Los Angeles. I had been there for many years, and I wanted to experience another city. The only other cities in this country that interested me were New York City and San Francisco. I wanted to go to New York City, right? I packed everything up, had Beacons pick it up, and moved it to New York City, right? I think the streets were 7th and 16th. What is it? That area is called is it Soho? Whatever, right next to the Village. The Village was a block over. Anyway, I mean, I love the city, but at that time I was still using. We were hooked on mescaline at the time, and in New York City they sold mescaline right on the street like it was selling hot dogs. So we just partied and partied and partied, and I think I had $6,000. I had been in a car accident, and we went to that whole 6,000 in a month, right? So at the end of that month, we had to go to the manager, tell her that I think we killed off his mother at that time. We said his mother had just died. We had to leave. So we got the deposit back on the apartment that we got. We got a deposit back and got the hell up out of there, child. But I enjoyed it while I was there. I mean, if I had to choose a place to be, it'd probably be New York City. But I would have to go there with at this age, I would have to be set up there. Set up meaning I would have to have a place to go and all that. But I did all the steps that Rico's taking now, here. But I've just been here a long, long time. It takes time, honey. So prepare yourself, Rico. It's going to take, some things going to take time. Some things won't take time. And another thing that I think people should understand, particularly people who are dealing with serious illness, if you have been diagnosed with HIV/AIDS, they call it. If you've been diagnosed that way, you can qualify, at least in San Francisco, for a thing called senior disabled housing. That's where you don't have to wait. Like I waited to get Section 8 8 years. And no, I waited 10 years to get Section 8. I waited 3.5 years to get in here, 15 years to get in this apartment, right? You don't got to do all that. If you have a disability, if you have the your diagnosis, you can go and get what they call senior disabled housing. When a person turns 65 years old, they can walk into the housing authority, and they can almost immediately get housing. And they consider a person with disability the same as an old person, even though you're in your 20s. If you have to, you can be qualified by your disability, right? And those people, you wait for no more than a year. I qualified when I qualified for that because they signed me up for both things. I had already gotten the voucher, so I didn't need it, But that cuts the time way down. Now, more than likely, he's probably will go other routes, but that's still an option though. Go and apply for senior disabled housing. The difference being a voucher, you can live anywhere. Like I can, if I wanted to, I could move to New York City, right, and use my housing voucher, which is attached to me. I could go there and get an apartment, right, as long as they took Section 8. But if you go into senior disabled housing, then the city owns the buildings. In other words, they already own the building, so they're just sending you to an apartment. You can take it or not take it. You'll be in the buildings with old people, but what difference does it make who your neighbors are? I hardly even know who my neighbors are, John. It doesn't make a difference, right? Because you live inside of your own apartment. But that's the way to get in. My friend who recently died, he had that kind of housing. I know at least 3 people who got that kind of housing, and they didn't wait any more than a year. It was less than a year, right? So if you have a social worker, you might want to bring that up. Hey, Charles Dawson. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Talk to him. Let them know. These old hags, and don't think they're not jealous of your youth too, child. We might talk about your skinny ass job, but we can't go out there and walk around the corner and get picked up and cruise and all. You know how it is. When you're young, you just do that. It just goes with it, right? So they might call you all kinds of whores and all kind of shit. They would love to be a whore. If somebody wanted it, you can't even give it away. Yes, God. Yes, and they have plus you got all that Ryan White money. Ryan White was that kid who died from AIDS back in the early 90s. But that fund, it pays for a lot of people's housing. What's that called? I forget. But it's paid by Ryan White funds. The government constantly puts millions and millions of dollars into that fund. So there are all kind of ways. You just got to stay put. And you got to, if you're gonna be getting high and getting drunk and all that kind of stuff, you got a schedule where I can take care of my business. And when my business is taken care of, then I'll go and do whatever the fuck I want to do. It ain't like they're watching you all the time. You just got to stay focused. And don't give up and don't listen to these damn people. Because they working day and night. Hold on. I'm so tired now. So they love to be sitting on their ass collecting. Okay. So it's just cheaper in the South. Oh, yeah. Of course you live cheaper in the South. Absolutely. When you look at Atlanta, Georgia, you can get a whole townhouse for what you get in a studio for here. It makes a whole lot of sense. It depends what your needs are. For me, my whole life was about I could not wait to get out of my mama's house and get around some other gay people, right? Like San Francisco is the kind of place where when you walk out, you're not a minority, right? Because everyone around you, they're straight, they're gay, they're everything, they're transgender. It's just the norm here. And I've always craved to be in those kind of spaces, right? You will find them almost all big cities. You just move to the they call them gay ghettos, but they ain't hardly no ghettos. They're some of the best neighborhoods in the cities, right? But you're out all other gay people where it is the norm here. So that was my goal. First, LA, West Hollywood. West Hollywood, I believe, became the first majority gay city in the United States. Now, LA is a metropolis, so it was just a city within the city, right? They have many cities all together. They make up LA, right? So basically, it's just a big neighborhood. hmm The Ryan White Assistance Fund. hmm You get a lot of services from Ryan White. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Sometimes you just don't telling people your business. You say, okay, you want to know my business? Tell me your business. How much you make? Where do you work? Can I know something about you? Why do you feel like you have a right to ask me questions about my personal life? Tell me, explain. Help me to understand why I'm such a lower being where my life is an open book, but in yours is a closed book. Anyway. hmm Yeah, there's services available, child. I live on them. When I was in drug program, the first on my second tried drug program, you're there for 3 months, and then after that, they had to go out and get jobs. Right, that was part of the program to get you re-involved in society. You had to get a job, right? But since I had income from at that point, it was only SSI, and they put me on that to put me in the program, right? But I didn't have to go look for a job, right? Some people say, well, you're going to fail because you ain't got no money. Because basically SSI is, I mean, it is like the lowest you can possibly get on income level. Well, some people on a GA, general assistance, maybe lower, but it's very low, right? So they would always say, oh, you're going to have to get, I said, what am I going to do about this AIDS, honey? You ain't said a goddamn thing about this disease that I struggle with, right? So I just hung in there, lived there 4.5 years in their transitional housing. Eventually, I got the housing that I needed, kind of thing. And so, my point is, I am set up now better than the people who went out to get jobs. Right? You can't just move to San Francisco and work at Macy's. You can't do it. I don't know how you can do it. Because even if you were to rent a room in someone else's apartment, your room is going to be over $1,000. It is just the facts. It's not hard to research it, people. Just go on YouTube. I mean, just ask them on YouTube. Just to rent a room is $1,000. So if you're making, $14, $15 an hour, it's very hard to do. So even people who make a decent living, they still need some kind of subsidy, or their building has to be subsidized where they would call below market rate. They would still need that. Teachers need that. People who work in hospitals need that. They may make a nice amount of money, but it's not nice when your rent is $3,000 to almost $4,000 a month, and you ain't living large. You're not living in the house or something. You're paying that just to live in an apartment, just to be here, right? So how can I complain about my situation, honey? It's fine. My bills are paid. And yes, younger people can do this. For me, I used to be jealous of people who had benefits because as I was a dope fiend, I couldn't qualify for shit. I was going in and out of jail, in and out, in and out. Plus, I was strung out. Plus, I was doing all this drug deals kind of stuff. I couldn't ever be still long enough to get anything. So for the first 20 years, of my HIV, I wasn't getting any of the services that I could have gotten if I would only stay out of prison and I would only stay off the streets and stay off drugs, right? So yes, it can be done without being old. Now I'm just old, so anybody can get whatever I have now. You turn 62, you start applying for a couple things, and it seems like to me that senior housing is not a bad way to go because those buildings are well kept. They're run by the city. They're filled with old people who are quiet people who would take care of things because they're old, right? So if you're concerned about, oh, they all old people in the bed, who cares? Well, what do I care about what's going on outside of my door? You live inside of your apartment, and you can get a decent apartment there just because you have a disability, right? Just stay put in one place. That's all. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's Wally. Hi, Wally. Pimping ass Wally. I still have got love for Rico. Oh, what about Natasha Malone? Pimping ass Wally. Oh, Rico's in here. They still have an affection for each other. That's fine. You can have friends. I didn't know you were such a player though, Wally. uh-uh. Now you got to go calm your other girl down. Say, baby, I love you too, baby. You know, it's cool. It's cool. You always be my number one. You're one in a million. Chance of a lifetime. And God has shown compassion. Keep all of your peoples in line, Wally. You got to give them all a little bit of love. Just pretend you pimping and go to each one of your girls. It's too bad they didn't get along in Washington. That would have been kind of cute. A YouTube romance. Got that good piece of cost of living increase coming. I received a letter on how much I would be getting. Oh, you did? Okay, Rhonda McGee. Yeah, I heard that in January they're supposed to have some kind of increase, but that money just pays the bills now, you know. So yeah, we ain't had an increase on that in a couple of years. But old piece of change. I think I'm fortunate because I don't have a desire for a lot of stuff. I don't have a desire for trade. I ain't got to be trying to battle boys like certain people. I ain't got to try to keep no hood. Man. Oh, my partner, girl. I don't have no desire to be traveling nowhere, although I could. I just don't have a lot of needs, kind of thing, right? So, you know, it's always nice to get a little more. This is my part-time job right here, so I get a little bit from this. It ain't nothing to write home about. But when you're young, you want to do more stuff, right? You want to go out more, things like that. So you need more money. You want young people, they like to dress, like to have certain kind of clothes, you know, all your electronics and all that kind of stuff. But when you get older, you need a lot of less. You need a lot of less stuff. Sour Patch, you're blocked. Oh, you're blocked on Rico's channel. Yeah, his rap is good. His freestyle is good today. Y'all got to go see that. I'm not a connoisseur of that, but just the thing that he can cut off the top of his head. Maybe something could happen in New York in that, you know. You get hooked up with the right people. Or you get yourself organized enough to really pursue your music here on YouTube. A lot of people are doing that these days. Uh, music industry is changed, you know. Writing industry has changed. People do self-publishing now. I mean, you have a lot more options now than you did before. Before you almost always had to be discovered by somebody or some record company or something like that. No, but if you can get organized, you can do whatever you can do here. You can turn your whole apartment into a studio if you choose to. Sang, baby, sang. I will be coming to visit Rico in New York City next year. I will make sure to pay for 5-star hotel for us. So come on, pimp. Wally. Well, you ain't charging them, so you ain't pimping. You're a player. Player Wally. Wally said, I will be coming to visit Rico in New York City next year. I will make sure to pay for a 5-star hotel for us. Right. This will be the get back. You paid last time, and this time I'm gonna do it for you. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a great idea, Wally. To go and have a time with somebody. Y'all go back and forth like cats and dogs, but I sense an affection you have for each other still. Timothy, did you hear that Johnny Mathis was hung like a what? Johnny Mathis, girl. No, Rita, I had not heard that Johnny Mathis was hung like a horse. What was his music? I don't even remember. That Lord, that's really going back, child. Johnny Mathis, he back there in Little Richard days. So he's still around, huh? No, I never been what they call a size queen. My one experience with them horses, though, was with Raymond St. Jacques. Now, when I saw that thing, I was 20 years old. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe such a thing would exist on a human being, honey. It looked like some damn animal. Just, uh-uh. We'll do that one time. I was cool with after that, honey. Stay on topic. Wally's soul sister, what you told Wally? Mm-mm. Try to stay on topic, please. Wally. He said, I thought the topic, I was in the title. Excuse me. Thank you. What else going on here? But there. Okay. Chances are, cause I wear this silly grin each time you come into view. Chances are, that's before my time, Johnny Mathis. One of them old Las Vegas acts. DJ Envy is a married man who does real estate. He's a big car collector too. Those guys make a lot of money apparently because DJ Envy has several Rolls Royces. From what I saw from his car show, Rolls Royces and all kind of antique cars and all that. Plus he's got real estate. They make good money on that thing, honey. So I guess it's a radio. Is there a radio show that happens to broadcast on YouTube as well? Is that it? I think YouTube is just an arm of what they do there. Their primary thing is they have a national radio show, from what I understand. Mm-hmm. Hi, Almond Brown. Mm-hmm. Don't get caught up on Trump Tower. Trump Tower? What y'all talking about, Trump Tower? You gonna try to drag his felt head. I wish that man go lay down some damn where. Leave us alone. Leave us alone, girl. Leave us alone. Mm-hmm. Don't stop dragging me around. Hee 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 hee. Wally said he want to be your producer, Wally. I mean, Rico. Y'all got to get along though. And Rico, you can't be beating up on Wally because you're feeling good, right? That's another element you got to be careful of, though. That's why I broke up with my second lover. We were fine, and then but when we were drinking at the time, and when I first time I attacked him, I put hands on him. The relationship was basically over, right? I had experienced too much of that in my childhood, and I was not going to be in a relationship where you're hitting people, right? Because it always gets worse. So I knew that even as a youngster, it always gets worse, right? So I think we only stayed together just a few months after that. After that, I jumped on him. I jumped on him. It was it. And it was too bad because we still loved each other, even to the time he died. In the last 2 years of his life, we were back together. I was back living with him, and I was taking care of him as best I could as a dope fiend. But we always loved each other. But we could never live together after that incident where I jumped on him. Even though it was like a drunken kind of thing, we were both drunk. Not an excuse. I'm not being involved in nothing where I got to hit you. Period. Wally is 6'4" and Rico is 5'3". Rico ain't no 5'3", is he? Is he short? I saw Wally. I saw Wally in Lansing. I didn't think Rico was that short. Is he? Maybe y'all can work together online. Just do stuff right from where you are. I guess there are ways to do that. We ain't got to all be in the same rooms. Yeah, Bubbles, Rico is much taller than 5'3". How could he be that small? Rico, with his slim body, if he was that short, he would look like a child. I mean, he basically has the body of a preteen, right? So if he was short, he would look like a little kid. Wiley is a high valued man. He's a complicated man. Looking for love. Everybody looking for love, honey. Don't waste too much time, fellas. I mean, y'all young. Y'all, I guess they're both about the same age. But I don't know. You'll be amazed at how rare it is to find somebody that you really groove with. Grooving on a Sunday afternoon. I saw Rico in person at the casino. Bubbles, you saw Rico in person at the casino. What, you went over there and measured him? Stand still, boy. Stand still. 5'3" is pretty short, though, child. I think it's pretty noticeable. He never gave me the impression when he stands up, he doesn't look like a short guy. No, his body is that small. I mean, his body is. Some people would call that a swimmer's body. It's very slim. I would love to have that kind of body, honey. Right? I mean, you want to be a little. Everybody wants people who small want to be big. People who big want to be small, kind of thing. But yeah, I wasn't meant to be a small. I wore 29 weights for most of my 20s. All the way in the 30s, it changes. 40s, it changes again. And now it is a disgrace. Big ass stomach. Oh, you just trying to get? Oh, I was lying. I'm just trying to get Rico's attention. Oh, you like Rico? Oh, maybe we need some YouTube romances around here, child. YouTube romances. In Love in the Beef, Murder in the Beef Sector, the love affairs are between two lesbian women who have met online. It becomes disastrous and even murderous. But then there's a heterosexual relationship. No gay boys. No gay boy relationship, I don't think. I don't remember. But we got to try to work them in. In all my other books, the relationships were between gay men. And so some of the ladies at my church said, "Why you ain't never got no women in here?" So I made the effort to make sure that I put enough women in here, right? So many of the people in fall in love with each other, they are women. And then we have to try to stay in what the beef sector actually is. And the beef sector is actually probably 90% women. So we had to let that reflect. He's 5'10". Well, 5'10" is pretty normal. 5'10" to 6 foot. I'm 6 foot, so he'd only be 2 inches shorter than me. Next, y'all be asking Rico, what size shoe you wear? Well, how big is your feet? Rico, we got to get you in some skinny jeans, honey, and then put it up in their face, baby. I'm celebrating my small. You wear those big baggy clothes. Go ahead and be Slim Jim, honey. I wish I could go back, do it again. We'll turn you round and round. Chris Harrison, Uncle Tim, did Raymond St. John top you? I ain't telling you that kind of shit, boy. I told you the motherfucker had elephantitis in his dick, honey. I don't know. I was a young boy. He's one of the first guys I met there, right? I used to see him. I was hanging out on Hollywood Boulevard, 19 years old. And I met him. At first, I used to see him. He always had an entourage of these young gay boys around him, right? And he was very flashy. He used to have all the, at that time, the gold chains was a big deal. I guess it's back now with rappers, but at that time, they had all these stacks of gold chains, chest all open and all those kind of stuff, right? So I said, well, he got all those selection from all them boys, But somehow or other, we eventually met, right? And yes, we had sex, I think just the first time. But I was telling you, I was not experienced enough to handle a whole lot of that, honey. And so we eventually just start becoming friends, though, because in West Hollywood, there were only a certain amount of black people that hung out there. Now Raymond was attracted to black men. I was not. So for me, I mean, it seemed natural. I enjoyed that environment to be in West Hollywood. Most of the gays in Los Angeles, though, hung out in the Pico area around the Catch One and Mavericks Flat, and they're in the regular neighborhoods, right? So there was only a handful of us that actually hung out in West Hollywood. I lived right above one of the most popular bars there, right on the strip. So I was always there. He was always in the restaurant. Now, one thing I will say about you can talk ill about the dead, right? But Raymond was extremely frugal, shall we say. In other words, there was a restaurant called the Greenery, and he always ate there, and I always ate there, right? So sometimes I would walk by there, and I see him there. I sit down and say hello, right? If I said, well, what do you have? Oh, I'll just have coffee. He would make sure that I left the price of that coffee on the table before I left. He was frugal in the extreme, honey. You ain't gonna no cup of coffee out of me. Although he had been blessed early in his career because he lived in one of the best neighborhoods in Beverly Hills, way up in the hills, right? He had a small house, but it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And it sit like there, they have the houses, they sit out on these little poles kind of thing, right? But his house was right in one of the most popular areas there, very close to Bel Air. And he always managed to keep his house. He's dead now, though. Elephantitis in the dick, honey. And I think the balls were huge, too. I said, baby, I don't think I can do this again, child. Raymond must have picked up a lot of hustler boys. I don't know if they were hustlers. I remember he always had an entourage of them around them. All the celebrities could, I mean, people want to hang around with celebrities. But he was one that he hung around in the gay areas. He wasn't one of the ones, because a lot of people that were gay there, a lot of actors and stuff, they were gay, but they didn't hang out in public places, like in the clubs and the bars and all that. He was one of those ones, though, that went to gay clubs, went to gay restaurants, hung out in gay areas, kind of thing. Thank you, Nikki Ballou, for advertising the books and things. I got to go write today. The trick to writing a book is to write every day, even if it's just a chapter, paragraph. You say, oh, I don't feel like, I ain't in the mood today. I ain't in the, no, you can sit your ass down and you can come up with a paragraph. As long as you're moving forward, as long as you're moving forward, eventually the story is going to catch you. But waiting 3 or 4 days here, no, that don't work. At least not in my case. Sit down and just do something, a little bit. I prefer a book that's been written that way. I don't want to just have a whole lot, I can't ever write no 6 pages a day. Some people can, but for me, if I can get paragraph, half a page, I'm cool. Then start fresh with a fresh mind the next day. He was tearing me up. Who was tearing me up now? Oh, you think that boy was tearing my asshole up? You got to remember that when I arrived in LA, I only had sex with one person my whole life. So I was fresh, child. I don't know if I could be doing the elephant thing. I can't be telling all my business. Excuse me, can we move on? Robert Reed from the Brady Bunch. No, I never ran into Robert Reed. I ran into Rock Hudson, or at least I saw him. I was in the same restaurant as him a couple of times. He would go to some of the high-end gay bars, the restaurants mostly. Fortunately, people come out more these days. It's not such a taboo thing. Bubbles, stop it. Tim was biting the pillow. whatever. Rock Hudson was good for Rock Hudson, honey. Y'all a lot younger than me, honey. Y'all care about these men and these penises and things. Hang in there. Hang in there, grin and bear it. Be a man. Be a man. Be a man, motherfucker. Excuse me, is this what being a man is? I learned my lesson. I put it like that. Okay, enough of this. Ain't nothing wrong with biting the pillow, baby. Okay, I understand. Chris Harrison. I understand. Ain't nothing wrong, baby. Expanding. Oh, we've been on here an hour and 20 minutes. Thank y'all for coming in today. Thank you, Rico and Wiley, for your good attitudes. We don't mean no harm over here. We wishing the best luck, best for everybody. Talk to y'all later. Have a good Friday. We got to see what this murderous weekend has in store. Later.